hit time. They're known as the hit makers, record breakers, money makers. They'll make your back crack, your liver quiver. For all you cats, they're bound to put more dips in your hips, more cut in your strut.
It's not the right choice for everybody now. You know what I mean? For some people, sure, and for some people, it just kind of falls into their lap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But speaking like candidly about myself, like I'm just gearing up to get out on my own legitimately for the first time. I don't need to fucking start worrying about other people or other generations. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. At this point in my life, it would be irresponsible to bring a child into this world because I could probably not care for that child as well as I could in the future.
You could probably not care for that child now as well. No, that makes perfect sense. I thought you were making like a joke. Like I could probably just mistake care of this child now if I wanted to, but I'm gonna push that aside.
No. The quality of the child's life would improve later on in my life.
See, that's the thing. That is what you really need to think about when it comes down to it. And yeah, at 29, a lot of people can pull it off. Like I know a lot of people younger than me too who are already, taking care of that. And again, you think about it from the other side of the perspective. It's like you get it done early, then all of a sudden, if you're already thinking about this shit, then 10, 15 years down the road, you're still going to be like middle age, not end of middle age, and your kid's going to be like a decent age that you're still going to have some time together, right? Mm-hmm. Versus us selfish motherfuckers. And that's fine. That's a different way to think about it, right?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But babies.
Babies.
Not for me.
Welcome back to CanCast, everybody. Soon to be, I'm going to change up my format here for my podcast. Used to be like heavy cannabis-related information and shit. We're changing it from CanCast to the Supper for Dinner podcast.
Ooh.
And it's just going to be just everything. I was just looking for a more fun name. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Supper for Podcast episode 1, but I think I'm just going to keep rolling with the CanCast episodes. So really, we're at 20 motherfucking 9.
Ooh.
And welcome, Mr. Chef Joe Fam.
Hello.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for doing this.
Anytime.
My Rocky Crest brother. Yeah, I feel like I got really lucky going up there and getting roomed with you guys.
We had a great group of dudes, and
there were you three, and you guys knew each other beforehand, which was great for you guys. And then this fucking fourth guy just showed up one day after you guys had done a whole day's worth of work. If I remember correctly, I had the beers ready, I had the bongs going, I was out there, put my best foot forward, and it seemed to work out for me. And that's not usually my case.
Well, you helped to facilitate the party, and the party was already kind of going on, but
sure.
it really got going on once you arrived. So we can all thank you for that.
Well, cheers, brother. It was a great time, and that kind of sparked my whole adventure streak of like, let's do Rocky, and then let's fucking, I don't know, go up to Barrie. Failed at that. Let's come home. HVAC. Got that shit. Then fucking Trudeau gets in. It's like, let's do this again. Let's go weed game. I was working at Swiss Chalet, just gearing up for my second year of the HVAC school when Trudeau got in. And back in my mind the whole time, it's like, yeah, you could be doing heating and oil and air conditioning. That's cool. You'll have money. But there's going to be people growing weed. Yeah.
How things have changed.
How are you going to live with yourself knowing it could have been you, right? As I'm fucking loading up these goddamn spits at Swiss Chalet first thing in the morning.
Chickens.
Legit, I was the spit guy, so I would be in the first 4 hours by myself setting this shit up for the rest of the day.
That would be a hard job for me. I would be licking my fingers all day.
Now, I mean, when you see the other side of when you see the fucking sausage getting made, right?
I don't want to see the Swiss Chalet
you know what
sausage
it's
getting
about.
made.
Fucking, you went through the whole chef thing, and now we're moving into uncharted territories, semi-uncharted territories with your next venture.
Yes, it's beer time. It's time to
beer
start
o'clock.
learning to make some beer.
And like, are you? So the place is open. Is that right? Let's start from the beginning here. When did this what were you doing before the brewery thing started?
Currently, I'm not doing the brewery thing, actually.
Okay.
Currently, I'm a chef at the Russo House in Ancaster, which is converting to a brewery. We're hoping to be open for January 1st.
Okay, yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we have the facility
almost done. We just have to bring in all the equipment and do some final finishing touches, but it will be very soon.
So restaurant to brewery, is it just a matter of like a retrofit, for lack of a better word? Because like cannabis industry, you'll just take over a building and throw all the weed toys in it, and that's basically retrofitting it. You know what I mean?
The restaurant is actually in a heritage building, so we
Oh, so you
actually can't
can't
change
touch
the
it.
building, but
Gotcha.
we can build additions. So
That-
we
okay.
built a serious
Dope.
addition to the back,
Dope.
in which we're building the brewery in,
Cool.
and then we're still gonna have a restaurant bar out front.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's same name and everything, Russo House?
No, it's gonna be changing to Brewer's Blackbird. I think I'm actually wearing a T-shirt, a branded T-shirt
Little
right now.
little feather.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Yeah.
And you've been there for
I think 2.5, almost 3 years now.
fuck.
Yeah.
Because what was it, Rocky, and then you came back Cayuga way?
I came back Cayuga way. I worked at some scuzz bars in Bimbrook, and then I worked at Bruck's house in Hamilton, and then I ended up at Russo House and just stuck around there because a bunch of great
Digging it.
guys.
That's-
And
It's the team, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the people you're working with. Especially with like an industry that's high stress, like restaurant, bar, food industry. Fuck all that noise if you're not working with people that can make it bearable.
oh no, and like we've really built the team around that. We've built it around good attitudes and building each other up. We
Mhm.
don't have egos in that kitchen.
That's it seems to be like the like at least outward societal theme right now. Positivity, positivity, and like don't bitch about your current situation because really it can probably be worse, right?
It always can
Weed
be worse.
game, beer game, like that sounds pretty sweet. What do you think about all this hubbub about the THC infused beer and shit? Is that going to be a thing scientifically?
I think it is going to be a thing. I don't know if the quality is going to be good, but if you bring it to the people are going to buy it. I think it's a little funky. I don't really know the science behind it, but if you put that product on shelves, it's going to sell.
Because my knowledge is like the active components from the plant are like fat soluble. So I don't know if there's any alcohol based or fat based alcohol drinks. Do you know what I mean? Like something that's heavy cream or something. I guess you'd have to be like a Kahlua or some shit like that.
Definitely some cream-based
Yeah.
liqueurs, or even some like lacto stouts, because you can lacto ferment a lot of beers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So maybe there's something there because like all these big companies, Aurora and Tweed and shit, like Tweed has their Hershey facility, but they have like a whole bottling thing too, but they're still trying to work the science out of how to like bind things together.
I think what you're gonna find is a lot of non-alcoholic drinks.
I think that's like
Yeah.
going to be the first step. So it's like technically maybe they can call it a beer, but it's not a beer. It's just going to maybe get you a
I
little
think it'll be
off
like
kilter.
sodas and tonics.
True.
Yeah.
True, yeah. I think they were talking about like Selka, what's it called? Seltzer water?
Seltzer water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can do anything with that shit. You can
the seltzer water?
Yeah.
With the bubbles?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're actually even planning to make our own seltzer, which we can do a lot of different things with.
How the fuck do you do that?
You ferment it like beer, except instead of using mash and malt, you just use water. You just carbonate it. Yeah.
Weird.
There you go. You have seltzer.
You did Niagara College, right?
Sure did.
And for food, for the culinary side.
I did the apprenticeship program, yeah. So it was
Okay.
only like, I think it was 8 months altogether, 2
Right,
4
right,
month
okay.
semesters.
True,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, those fuckers worked hard. But the school's got the brewery thing too. Now they've got distillery.
Really?
So they're doing rums and whiskeys and stuff
Oh, that's
too.
fantastic.
Yeah, so it's definitely their wheelhouse. I'm surprised you didn't hear about the distillery yet. I'd like to check that shit out. 'Cause
No,
they were
I would
just
too.
they were just putting it together this time last year, and then I think by the time I was done, it was up and running, and they were like distilling their first. And then they're using the wine barrels from the vineyard, right, to do their like whiskeys and the rye and all that because of the different aged oaks.
As alumni, I'm sure we're allowed to do whatever we want. So let's go frickin'
steal a
check
couple
it out.
barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah. We work here. Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I work the greenhouse, so I should have some sway.
Yeah.
You know? I'll give them a couple plants.
I got the certificate framed on my fucking wall.
Yeah.
I'll just bring it with me.
Yeah. I got a job offer before.
Oh,
Yeah, so I dipped. You know.
Oh.
Yeah. You know.
Niagara's not really my scene.
It was again. We talked about it earlier. Like the international students definitely made class kind of difficult, and then come last semester it was like much of the same shit, and
Mhm.
like I had bills and wanted to get this weed thing off the ground, and it seems to be working out well for me. I've got opportunities out east now because of it, so I mean, yeah, I got what I wanted out of the school. They still got my money, so who gives a fuck, right?
Hard work and dedication, man. I mean, good things come of it.
And priorities.
Yes.
Because, yeah, a lot of people told me don't do that. But, like, you know, sometimes you just got to go with your gut, right?
Well, not only that. I mean, this is what
Yeah.
you're gonna do for the rest of your working life.
Exactly,
You
yeah,
want to do
yeah.
something that you're not gonna be putting chickens on a rotisserie for.
No. I've shelled out too many dollars to hire fucking funding to be spitting chicken at this point.
You're too much of an investment now, Eric.
Yeah, too much debt.
Yeah.
Just call it what it is, man. Fuck. With the car and everything else, it's just like, yeah, let's go to the Rock and where they can't find me. You know what I mean? Off grid. I did a lot of like, I grew Carolina Reaper peppers this summer. So if you want some fucking hot ass peppers,
I would love
Yeah.
one or two. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm not gonna eat them. I had I harvested seeds from one of them because they were starting to get a little bit of like top pepper rot or whatever the fuck it's called. So bare fucking hands, I'm ripping apart these peppers to pull the seeds out. My hands hurt, dude, for like 3 days straight. It was just a really low but like constant like pulsing of heat. Like, you know, you put icy hot on, but it was all hot.
We have two guys at our work who consider themselves quite the experts when it comes to
aficionado.
spice.
I got a
so
ton of peppers if they want it.
I would love to show one of them
Sure.
what's what.
Sweet. Yeah, eat this, and then we'll see how it goes. I ate one. I used to play these like online survivor games where you'd hook up through Skype and like for $1,000. I came 4th place, so not too shabby.
Okay.
The last challenge was like eat this pepper, and the classic survivor thing is like fire making challenge. This was like first one to put out the fire in your mouth like loses, and I didn't fucking stop. We had a tie, but yeah, it was hot as fuck, man. So if your buddy likes spice, this will be right up his alley.
Will it be right up his alley, or will it kill him?
It'll be
'Cause
right up
I
his-
want to kill him.
Right up his butthole. I talked briefly about the harvest season. One thing I didn't mention, all the new legal grows, all these new people starting to grow weed for the first times, taking it outdoors. A lot of people don't know what they're looking at when they see a male plant.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it was my neighbors or maybe fucking there's discrepancies between me and my buddies of how far the pollen can travel. So male pollen lands on a female plant starts to grow seeds and wastes a lot of this weed flower making energy on seeds and shit. So that's been a big issue for the outdoor cultivation this year, and I think it's only going to get worse for the next couple years. As aware of like the legalization shit that we are, like our generation knows that weed's legal, I feel like there's still some outliers out there that might even think like, you know, they can't do what everybody's doing yet. So just speaking like general terms, by this time, like next year, there's going to be a whole other batch of new growers, you know what I mean, to fuck things up again. So I'm really thinking the only future for half decent homegrown weed is going to be indoors.
Well, aren't you hoping that maybe as time goes on,
People get better.
People get better
Eventually, but I mean, for this first little hump for the next few years, like you only get one solid outdoor grow harvest season a year, right?
Yeah.
And if you have all these new growers each and every year trying things out and fucking things up, like it just makes it a lot harder. You know, at one point you do just have to realize I've got an extra bedroom. Let's flip this bitch. You know what I mean? Turn it into a little grow room.
Better than a sublet.
Future talk, okay? Nothing scares me more than what I'm about to show you.
Oh no,
All right, let's see if I can do this.
I don't like being scared.
Well, maybe this shit doesn't freak you out like it does me.
Okay, yeah, no,
You know?
robots are something that I am not thrilled about.
So he's pretty agile, right?
I've
pretty cool.
watched the
Oh,
Matrix
a little
one
twist
too many
there.
times,
Yeah. Okay.
and I
that-
thought Y2K was a thing for a long time.
And for the big finish, one twist. Okay. Now, combine that, my friend, with this. I get, like, anxious watching this shit. It looks so human.
Now, has Do you know if this has been programmed or it just knows
I think it's
to do
sensors.
This?
I don't have the balls to look into it enough.
Yes, it
That's crazy, right? Put a rail gun in that thing's hand. Yeah, I think it's just sensors that it knows when to like jump over shit. Like they have the log line there, and then there like that. Like they've taken it a step further. You watch Black Mirror?
I've seen Black.
Okay, you know the episode with like the robot dog that hunts the chick down in the tree. They've made a prototype of that thing. It's called Spot. Yeah, and it looks exactly the same. I would even say that they took that prototype and used it for Black Mirror before anybody saw it.
Oh my!
I got chills just thinking about this shit right now, man.
I mean, the technology is always going to move forward, and I guess that's not what scares me. What scares me is that the applications for this is absolutely endless, and there are maniacal leaders out there.
They want to get it to a point where it starts picking up on like future flaws in its system before like the people can get to it and stuff. So that's like a precursor to like free will, AI free will, and how long like are they capable somehow of like putting in this whole like firewall fail-safe shit of like don't hurt the humans? Or is that shit just going to come down eventually too? Because
the
new Terminator movie's just coming out.
nonsense.
Like, man, they need to stop making those because people are going to revolt just out of sheer terror. It's going to be Y2K, but you know, 50 years later.
I mean, this might be a pessimistic outlook, but I think we're going to have larger problems to deal with in robots sooner than the robots are going to be ready.
Some of our, maybe not our neighbors, but some of our, the city over, maybe. Yeah. Well, got to move to the island, I guess, and get away from the main targets.
That and hopefully the world doesn't just turn on us. I mean, I would love not to die in a natural disaster in my lifetime.
Oh, you mean like the
Southern
Earth?
Ontario. I mean lots of things. I'm just a general pessimist.
I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? So,
I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Mentally, I'm prepared for the end.
Did I really only bring one beer down?
Both of us did.
I'm just gonna have to smoke a bowl, collect myself.
Fucking bloody bastard.
Whoa, man, easy.
Whoa.
Relax. Oh, you don't have your headphones on. You might not even be able to hear that.
I didn't know.
You don't have to wear them.
You have sound effects.
You know, fucking around.
It's
with
a
soundboard and
legitimate
shit.
podcast.
So I don't know why you said that.
Fucking bloody bastard.
You did it again. It's just so fucking rude, dude.
I apologize. It's not what I meant to do.
Why you fuck me? I fuck you.
Why you fuck me, man?
You have a choice soundboard over there.
Crazy motherfucker.
Spend a lot of time on Reddit finding clips. Okay, beer time. We can just let this roll.
He's a bad scientist, man. Did you see?
I don't know. Did you see him on Rogan?
I did not know.
No, he was on Rogan. They smoked a joint together. He got in all this trouble for it. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I think they made him like step down as like whatever main position he had.
Why?
I don't know, man.
Clearly a liberal.
I don't know. And like, yeah, it was at Joe Rogan's place in Southern California where it is legal. Like, I don't know. Just a lot to get
I guess
into.
he has a company to represent. They have shareholders.
That's what it was. The shareholders were like, "What the fuck, man? What are you doing?"
It's all about the shareholders.
On the most recent podcast they did, one of his buddies dosed another one of his buddies with Molly mid-podcast. They were not happy with him.
No, I imagine not.
I don't know. I don't think he was too displeased during.
Well,
His wife was, and his kids were home, so that's something. But, I mean, it's all for the sake of comedy, right? That's what these guys do. Bert Kreischer, you ever heard of him? No? Okay. You gotta check out some fucking comics, man.
Yeah?
Podcasts and comics.
All right.
It's my life now.
I only listen to one podcast, and it's stuff you should know.
Oh, it's a great fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Sword and Scale. You ever heard of that? Fucking like true crime horror shit.
Okay.
Yeah, they get deep into like I think there's like a whole bunch of Manson case ones. There was the fucking YouTube killer who had the again,
I
I
know
work
the
I
tweet
work
guy.
by myself a lot, so it's all podcasts, and sometimes things take a little bit of a dark turn. All right, let's lighten it up here. Let's go for another video.
We don't have to.
No. Let's do this. Oh fuck! This is a great video. Sometimes you just gotta get the lawn work done before kickoff.
Okay.
You just don't have the time, so you gotta get creative. I added the music to this one.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Solid Reddit find.
Ah.
Did you say America?
I would say disaster.
Definitely disaster. We'll call it quits early on that one before anything
I'm
happens.
just so thrilled I didn't watch him get his arm or his head chopped off right there.
I thought like it would be a foot, if anything, because like, what? You're not even gonna keep a chainsaw straight. It clearly it's gonna keep flopping around all over the place. Fucking, just wanted to share that with you.
My anxiety level is through the roof right now.
Okay. Well, do you want a bong rip?
Yes,
Okay.
if you don't mind, that would be
I'll let you,
wonderful.
let me clear this. Let you dose yourself there.
Thank you.
Like I said, I have gummies and stuff too if you're interested in any of that shit, but we don't want to push you over the board. I will just ramble on here with some random shit while you do that. Did you hear about the supposed Area 51 raid?
Yes, the
Yeah.
one that didn't happen.
I mean, like 10 people or something showed up at one of the main gates. Porn star showed up, shook her ass for a bit,
That's nice.
got her cheeks slapped, and that was pretty much it. Slap them cheeks. The Vatican got raided by Vatican police.
The Vatican got raided by Vatican
police.
Okay.
So I don't know how this happened because I thought like the Vatican ran the Vatican, like it was a religious state basically. But they grabbed like a bunch of computers and like data and stuff from them. I don't know enough about the Vatican.
Is there some sort of cover-up involved here?
See, I feel like if there was anything, they would never announce that it got raided. So I don't know how this shit got out in the first place. But all I know is like they took a bunch of hard drives and shit. So that sounds like child porn. To
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, I know there's a big thing going on in Boston right now. There's a big Boston ring of apparently cover-ups with the
PETAs?
bishop. Yeah, it's always Boston, it seems. I don't.
How about them apples?
Yeah.
So like, what's going on? Is it like politicians? Is it like
There's a bishop
teachers?
apparently
Oh.
covering up a whole bunch of allegations from the past that are coming out now.
of him or like his boys?
His boys.
Because that's what they do, right?
Yeah.
They'll save them from somewhere and put them somewhere else.
Yeah.
Give them same job and everything, but
They'll just move them from diocese to diocese. So
Religion.
maybe it has something to do with that.
I feel like just religion in general is not the best way to go anymore.
Well, I
Just think for yourself, man.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with religion. I have a problem with organized religion.
I think it's like a spirituality thing versus blind faith, right? Because you can believe in whatever you want. Like I'm more on the reincarnation side of things. That maybe when this is all done, we're just gonna start over again. Maybe not here, maybe elsewhere.
You know.
But I don't think there's like a cloud city. And I don't think every person that's ever lived is either up or down. Like I don't believe in any of that afterlife shit like that. I don't know. And I feel like the longer like people have such a focus on religion, people are just going to keep taking advantage of it and making up like there's a weed religion for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Like yeah, anything to get like like again Vatican tax exempt, all this shit, all the money they have, like it's a city or a country of gold basically. And it's all based on the church. Watching this awesome fucking show on HBO right now. Danny McBride, Adam from Workaholics.
What's it called?
The Righteous Gemstones. Yeah. And it's HBO, so it's fucking awesome. No commercials and shit, but they are like the scummy church family, billionaires. You know what I mean? You're not seeing it, right?
No.
No, I won't ruin anything. But solid cast. Who's the fucking dad or the grandpa? Big Lebowski. Fred Flintstone.
Paul Newman?
Nope.
Or not Paul Newman.
George. Not George.
Goodman.
John Goodman.
John Goodman.
Yeah. I can't believe he's still kicking, man. They need to do like James Gandolfini #2 on that guy. Not saying he should die of a coke overdose with his son in Italy. I'm saying they should do Sopranos, but pick him up. I feel like he's got to have a little bit of Italian in him. He's probably like straight Irish, like white capitalist.
John
shit.
Goodman?
Yeah.
Oh, he's American, man.
I know, but like he's probably like a Mick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You see the jowls. But no, it's a solid show. Just showing like they just had a huge episode for Easter where they pulled in a ton of money. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to give away anything about the show. That has nothing to do with the show. But I think like $3 million they make in one fucking holiday. So think about how much money the churches pull in, and that's just Christianity, right? I don't know if there's a financial basis around other religions like there are like Catholicism and Christianity, actually.
I don't either, but only because I was raised a Christian.
Right. Yeah, I guess we have the inside scoop to the fucking what was it called? The plate coming around.
The palms or whatever they call
Communion?
them.
No. Communion?
Alms.
Yeah.
Almsgiving.
Well, what were you brought up?
Catholic. Yeah.
My Protestant. I
got
think?
the firmly installed guilt.
Oh, true.
Anything that's not
orgasms must suck for you, man.
Lots of things suck for me.
You gotta dread it and like look forward to it at the same time because it's gonna be good. But then right after that, I'm such a bad person.
Pain and shame.
I think that's just spread across every religion like wildfire, though. If you really think about it, you're basically not supposed to come until it's time for like procreation. That doesn't work, man.
Self-discipline is
It's a wonderful thing.
Why it's so touted in all religions, I don't quite understand.
Which is the religion that does that tantric shit?
I think it's Hindu.
Hindu? Yeah. Is Hindu a religion?
No, I don't think it is. I'm embarrassed now.
I was asking a legitimate question because I don't fucking know.
No, I think they're
Buddhist?
I think they're Buddhist. My ignorance is just showing so hard right now.
We'll just go back to weed. Did you hear about CanTrust?
No, what about CanTrust?
All the bullshit that happened with CanTrust? Okay, so like a month, probably more like 2 months, maybe more at this point. They had like illegal, non-licensed grow rooms producing.
Mm-hmm.
Health Canada stopped by, found them, and
as they do.
Shut down the rooms. They revoked their, or no. They shut down the rooms there. Went to their other facility. Found a bunch of bullshit there. They had like tarps up in front of security cameras so that they couldn't record what was going on behind the tarps.
That's not even smart.
The most recent stuff is like they bought illegal seeds to like start their main plants with and all this shit, and then they just renamed the strains whatever they wanted. So CanTrust is basically going belly up. Their stocks were like, I think middle teens, and now it's maybe $2, less than $2. There's been another couple companies over the first year that have tried to fuck around, and Health Canada has been like, nah, we're showing that we got strife in this fight. You know what I mean?
Well,
and it's kind of nice to see.
You know what? It's
Sorry about the fucking fruit flies. They're
fine.
starving. I've been starving them for the last few days. We've got open proteins and calories, and they're just going for it. You know what I mean? I mean, I got that fireweed too, so they might be trying to get after that. But yeah, it is what it is. We're keeping a natural environment, and we're just we're contributing to it.
That's okay. That's nothing compared to my kitchen sink.
Alberta government just returned like $1.5 million worth of CanTrust product. What else? Yeah, they just laid off like 170 people. And it's probably going to be the end for them. I think buyers are coming in to Aurora or somebody's going to come in, put their name on it, fucking flip the board. And,
fucking Aurora.
What's up?
Well, they're just huge, man.
Oh yeah,
they're giants.
I used to have some stock in Aurora, and then I sold it because they weren't doing too well. They're still not doing too well, but they are fucking giants.
I had a friend who did
wheeling dealing.
No, they were a community manager for Aurora, so
cool.
People would, complain about their weed, and she would have to deal with them.
Oh, that sucks.
And yeah, people do not get happy when their freaking jar of weed is 0.1 under.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I used to do strain reviews where I'd buy from the OCS, and literally the first thing I would do would pull out the scale and be like, "Is it gonna be a gram?"
Of course you do.
Because that's like the first thing. It's like you can't even get this shit right, guys. Come on. So I understand that, and companies were growing before legalization too, like
Oh, yeah.
in preparation, but nobody knew what the fuck they were doing. So the first, I don't know, year, 2 years of their batches, because any of these companies that were on the go before legalization had to come up with 2 full product worth of harvests complete before they could get their sales license. So you get your cultivation license, you can start making it, and then that burp threw me off.
Yeah. You lost
Cultivation, and then you get your sales when you prove that you can actually have some stock. Because the Health Canada and the Canadian government's all about, like, we're not going to give you the licenses if you can't keep up with our quotas.
Yeah.
The fucking Canadian government, like, severely undercut that quota to start out with. So even the lines that they were giving all these companies, you have to have X amount of grams and shit, it's all gone in, like, the first couple months. Because it was a fucking huge deal. Like, Uruguay, first country to, like, decriminalize, legalize, whatever. But there's no money to go around for the industry there.
Mhm.
Canada, we have the money to fucking, we're legal now, let's make a beer industry into a weed industry, right? So we're kind of the first ones to tackle mass production scales and shit, and this is why you need like legit illegal growers to come in, give them a real job, and grow some fucking fire weed. There's a company in New Brunswick, Organigram, and they're like really maxing out their grow space with their they have like multi-tiered platforms to grow on. I guess there's some kind of mechanical arm that can rotate the whole system. So if you're tended to like bed A, you're done. Bed A will go up to the roof, and then you'll get to bed B, goes up to the roof, and bed C. I don't really know how it works.
We need drug dealers to get together with engineers.
Right,
and just have a big conversation.
And then, well, see, the drug dealers could get into it too. You would have to go through the government and apply for a fucking license, but there's like all these, what am I trying to say? Micro cultivation licenses and etc. that you can actually go legit if you wanted to. I don't think the funding's there for the police force to take care of everybody. So I don't know. We're kind of in the Wild West stages of the green rush.
I really only have one as a consumer. I really only have one issue with the weed industry right now, and that's the fucking the price is what it is.
Okay.
I mean, I understand that that's going to vary. I understand it's the
So,
beginning of time.
The packaging.
Yes.
Yes.
It is my number one issue. If someone was just to create some like easy biodegradable packaging that they could use across board that people could just slap their label on, they'd make fucking $1 billion.
Redican had really nice packaging compared to everybody else. Another thing, I would do the scale, and then it'd be like, let's look at the packaging, right?
It's a giant.
I would
like
buy a
500 milliliter
exactly.
jar.
I would buy a gram, and it would come in something about that size.
Yeah.
And it's like a gram does not to be.
You
need
get
to
a
be in
half
that.
quarter, and it comes in one of these.
With Redican, it was a tiny little. It was smaller than a Kinder Egg container. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still childproof safety lock on it, where you just slide this little arrow forward, then you can twist the cap off.
Yeah.
But like for minimalist shit, like it comes in a tube, and then it's the little capsule. So there's something there with Health Canada that they are changing. Legalization 2.0 just happened, and I think there are like redactments and shit in the original bill for packaging and things like that, because everything's just going in a landfill right now, sitting and waiting. So we definitely need something else. Tweed claims that they do a recycle program where if you call them up or you schedule something, they'll pick up
No one's gonna do
not
that.
only their containers but everybody's. But nobody's gonna, like, you're selling weed. People are gonna smoke this, get lazy, and just not want to do shit.
And like at Hello Cannabis and Canna Cabana,
Yeah.
At both of those spots, they have like the little recycling programs where if you bring back your things, you can
Oh.
drop them off there. But I look at them every time, and they're empty.
So those are legal stores.
Those are legal stores.
Okay, so they're getting from
OCS.
Yes,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, so they're all full of those containers. I have a fuckload in my room, actually. Where was I going with this? I fucking lost it.
OCS packaging. Weed.
Yeah, definitely weed. No, I think that was probably about it. Yeah, they're they're on the legal side of things. OK Cannabis has been the guys to hook everybody at my work up with their like prescription, because Green Relief is medical only.
Yep.
So you have to, if you want, we get 50% off because we work there. So if you want that, then you have to go through.
You got to get your medical license.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's either them, or I did it through a phone app way back when I was in college. Namaste MD, same deal. They just call you up over the phone. You have a little chat, and then they hook you up.
Namaste.
Namaste. Exactly. Yeah, it's a crazy time to be alive. Forget about all the bullshit behind it. Just the fact that like we can even, get weed at the store.
I remember when we had to get off the phone to go on the internet, man.
Get off. Oh yeah, dial up, man. My buddy Colton still fucking rocks that shit, or at least he did. I think he just runs his phone now. But yeah, we have like I think it's silo internet, so it's basically rural internet where they'll hook up responders to the tops of really tall silos and shit. So it's not the greatest.
Silo internet.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah,
That's
I mean it's
rustic.
Sounds farmland.
I like
serious. And about 6:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8, when everybody in the area is home, Netflix don't work no more, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I'm off middle of the week, so it's not too bad. But the weekends are rough. Because, yeah, it's just the price you pay right now. I mean, that sounds so fucking ridiculous. Like, it's basically 2020. And regardless of where we are in this country, this, first world country, you should have decent internet. That is something to be said about the States and elsewhere. We get fucked for our internet and our phones and all that, like Canadians.
We have the lowest population density of any country in
That's
the world.
true. So they have to spend more to stretch out to reach everybody.
It's all about the cost of infrastructure, man.
That's fair. Yeah, you're right. Because the Americans are probably leveling out or making more when it comes down to it. Yeah, they're like 400 million people now or something.
Think about the size of your average state to the size of your average province.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't agree with our provinces being fucking countries either, though. Ontario, it takes you 36 hours to get out. That's we have 3 provinces in Ontario, really, and it just gets less populated as you go up and to the left.
Yeah.
We could do it like the States if we wanted to. I don't think that's the right call where you have 50 different countries all in one country.
Yeah, that's a little silly, but I certainly think we could have a better infrastructure in regards to
Better division.
Yeah,
Should be more geographical.
I think I hate to sound like a socialist right now, but I think it should be more federalized, the cable and internet. I mean, we need to give access to everyone, and that includes you farm fucks.
That's true. I mean, I got the unlimited data plan on my phone now and everything, so I'm fine.
Okay, so you're laughing.
If my parents' fucking internet goes down for whatever reason with the neighbors, it's like, ooh, I'm going to pull up my own. My dad's like, is your internet working? Yup.
My parents live out in Cayuga, and I can't.
Same deal?
I can't even connect to the internet out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so brutal. And they also don't care.
It was the same deal, like, again, Rocky Crest up north. There was no internet, All you did on your phone was, make calls and take pictures.
Yep.
It was nice. Imagine if, like, the internet didn't come around. Would cell phones still be a thing? Like, technology the way it is now, tablets and everything, you can load your movies on it and do all that, take them on the go, battery's great, all that. But there's no interconnectivity.
They had cell phones without internet.
I know.
We would look at them as like walkie-talkies,
exactly. I mean, it's still a computer, but you're just not connected to the world.
It's just like the world changed with the Industrial Revolution, and now we've had this revolution of communication, and it's changed everything.
So what's the next step? Is it going to be
robots?
Is it going to be more tech, or are we going to like break the barrier again? And
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's either going to be something majorly technological, or there's going to be some sort of major disaster, and the rest of our existence is just going to be coping with that disaster.
That's cool.
Yeah,
some zombies and shit.
Maybe.
You did not sound convinced. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe some sort of endemic,
there's
sort of natural disaster.
There's those I guess the ant zombies are made by the mushrooms, right? Yeah.
Some sort of rogue world leader.
Mushrooms, man. That I've not made a fucking bigger 180 on any like crazy science shit than mushrooms in the last couple years. I take like a mushroom supplement every day now because I just know how good it is for you. Mentally, physically, your gut biome, all that shit, it all runs on goddamn shrooms.
Now, are you talking about the magic mushrooms
No,
or just
no,
regular
I
mushrooms?
I have done a little bit of like the microdose where I'll just like break a piece off the stem, take it before work and shit. But like I'm talking lion's mane, turkey tails, like
Hen of the Woods.
all that. Oh yeah, all that shit. Like it. Paul Stamets. He's the mushroom guy. Like
I love mushrooms.
Yeah, so fucking cool. So cool. Largest organism in the planet is a mushroom.
Fungi, man.
It's fungi.
It's delicious fungi.
I don't know where I was going with that. I'm just saying, like, fuck, man, we haven't seen each other in
years. Almost
was
like
last time at my parents' cottage.
3-4 years, I think so.
Right after Rocky. It's a fucking travesty.
Yeah, man.
You've been a busy boy though, right?
I'd like to think
life,
so.
You know,
Yeah.
one way or the other.
It's been an exciting time, you know.
I'd like
done a lot of adulting. A lot of adulting.
A lot of adulting, yes. I like to think I've been busy. I don't really have much to show for it, but I mean, like, I'm happy. So I've worked a lot on my mental health over the last couple of years.
That's good.
I think
that's
so too.
sometimes
And
that's all you have, you
that's
know.
something that for once I feel like you can kind of talk about and be like, yeah, I've just been fucking working on my psyche. I'm going to be around for another 20 years versus who knows, right? Yeah, it's just been a weird fucking, like, just, I don't know, faith in yourself. It's kind of been what I've been about lately. Just not listening to other people's bullshit and just, yeah, doubling down on the gut influence.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah,
See,
I mean, it sounds like you're kind of doing the same thing, man.
Well, I'm doing that now. I've been doing a lot of hard living for the past couple of years, and now I've finally kind of gotten the chance to slow down, and I need to reassess my life a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like, again, like I just did the fucking cross country thing the last couple of years, driving on the road for like 12 hours a day, just, you know, listening to podcasts, music or whatever. It's like pretty meditative, and you just have reflection time. I don't know, a lot of thinking, right? It's important.
The 1v1 time. I've had
1v0.
I've had a lot of that lately, and it's 1v0.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's I like it. I feel like people need to do more shit on their own, you know?
I find life is a lot like my cooking career. As I've progressed in my cooking career, I cook with less and less ingredients, and as I progress in life, I seem to have less and less friends.
But your food always turns out great. Right?
Oh, the quality has improved massively, and as have the quality of my friends.
Less filler, more killer, right? Yeah. Yes, exactly. The quality of friend improves too when you have more time to give to less people, right?
That's
and
truer
again,
words have not been said.
That might even speak something to when you take everybody out of the equation and it's just you. Maybe that's when a lot of fucking personal work happens. And, you know, like I said, I lost a bit of weight after listening to the JRE for a couple months and then doing the whole mushroom thing, listening to the goddamn stupid podcasts and TED Talks. And you don't realize what you're going to learn on your own, you know? And it's just a matter of fucking diving in head first. And I don't know. It's hard to even explain to anybody because they have to figure out their own fucking trip, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You can't give people advice, criticism, unless you're stuck to them. What's the Siamese twin? Like maybe then you could get advice from somebody.
Well, they can understand what each other feels because their brain is attached.
I wonder how weird. Oh fuck. Well, that ruins what I was just about to say. But I was going to say, if you're not attached by the brain, it's got to be weird if one person wants to split. Because then there's a whole disconnect of the psyche that you've had with people for the whole life. And I'm getting a little drunk here.
That would be challenging.
Spooky.
How would you deal with that as a
Some TV show I was watching, it just happened. And one of them died.
Oh, no.
It was a cartoon comedy. So I feel like I can laugh, but I can't remember the show. Moving right along here, folks. That was a good little chat.
Siamese twins.
I enjoyed that.
Who thought we would get there?
I don't know. You never know, man. You never know. With this, that. I'm going to grab another one of those. Talked about, we briefly talked about, I'm trying not to do politics on this thing ever. All I'm going to mention is that the Green Party wants to lower the weed. They said the federal price of weed, but as far as I know, there is no federal set price of weed. So either they don't know what they're talking about or they're just trying to bullshit. Again, it's the Green Party. Basically on the same lines as who I told you I was voting for. Fucking stupid times. Oh man, I meant to start this off with one whole thing. Hold on to whatever you were gonna say. At one point, does brown face become blackface?
It's the same thing,
Okay.
but
A different color.
yeah. But a different color, and it doesn't have the same history of racial inequity.
Yeah, the Indians only started shitting in the streets like a couple years ago, right?
And they have they have good sense of humor.
That's true. That's a good point. But I mean, I feel like black people do too.
They do, but you know, you can't be fucking doing Uncle Tom's Cabin and being the Prime Minister of Canada. But like, it's shocking that this hasn't come out before.
Yeah, they were definitely hanging on to that.
Shocking.
Shit. They were holding on to that until maybe they thought Trudeau was gonna win.
And like, yeah, I mean, it was stupid, and it was probably a little racist and a little ignorant. But that's the thing; it was a little racist and a little ignorant.
The first time.
Yeah.
He did it 3 times.
Yeah.
They've recorded. Like,
it seems to be his thing, man. He's a weird dude.
I said this to my buddy the other day too. He has some weird obsession with the Indian culture. The whole trip he did like a year and a half ago where he got in trouble. There was like something about an assassination attempt either by a Canadian or by an Indian to an Indian, but half the side of the argument tried to blame it on Canada, and then the Canadian side of it tried to blame it on the other side. So it's just a big shit show. But his whole India trip where he brought his family and everything was over the top to start out with. And yeah, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
Fuck. Here we go. Sheer, they just pulled up how he's like a dual citizen.
Yes, he's
I don't
a
give
dual
a fuck
citizen.
about that.
No, I don't either.
No,
I think if anything, that probably benefits him.
Like,
but I don't know. I don't trust his snaky eyes.
Yeah, he looks creepy, but then who else is there? Then there's Saeed?
Singh.
I just sounded
racist. Or not. Is it Singh? I think it's Singh. Jagmeet Singh.
Fucking bloody bastard. Why you fuck me, I fuck you.
That guy.
Jagmeet Singh, the leader of the NDP.
Who
who is going to have a hard time holding public office in Quebec if he is wearing his turban.
I was literally just about to talk about the turban because my friend was talking about, he made a really good point yesterday, how there shouldn't be any religious symbol connected with the leader of any country. He's talking about his turban or a yarmulke or a big fucking cross, any of that shit.
So the leader of the state of Israel can't wear a yarmulke?
That's a really good point. That's a good point. Well, I mean, there's a lot of shit going down there right now, so maybe that would be where to start.
The funny thing is, I don't think he wears a yarmulke publicly.
Okay, but that would be a good place to start, because I feel like there is I needed a minute to think about it. But there's shit going down there, and if he did wear a yarmulke, I might blame the yarmulke, or that might be an easy start. If he showed up one day without wearing it, he'd be like, oh my God, he's making changes. Something's going to happen here. Like, if that was his uniform. If you imagine, like, Donald Trump going up and rocking, like, the whole fucking solid gold trinity with the gemstones and everything. I don't think he would, because I don't think that's his game.
That's not his game.
That's a George Bush thing.
Yeah. Bush invoked God many times in many of his talks, but I guess that is an American thing.
For now.
For now.
No. Yeah, no, the Christian thing's going to live strong there for a while, I think, just because of half the populations, like Florida and the down south, where it takes a little bit longer to get through to that. I think Texas is now, like, in an island of, like, illegal pot, so everyone around them, Mexico, whoever's beside Texas to the west, and you go all the way around.
To the west.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. Whoever's surrounding Texas, because there's
There's California, but Texas is on the coast.
I thought Texas was more eastern.
I gotta look this up.
I'm pretty sure Texas is like, I don't know, maybe that's Florida.
No, you're right. You're right, because California connects to Mexico.
California's West Coast.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It goes California, and then Las Vegas.
Louisiana.
Is Las Vegas coastal?
Nevada's north of. No, it's just
north.
a big square.
Oh.
I'm gonna pull up a map of the United States. I'm so embarrassed right now. This is I
Well,
love.
It's not our fucking country.
No, I love geography.
There's 50
this
pieces
is awful.
of it. Fuck that. You asked me to do a 50-piece puzzle.
Well, I gotta
States.
at least know the
Fuck
biggest
that.
damn piece of the puzzle.
The biggest state is gonna be California.
No, Texas is the biggest.
Really?
State. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Absolutely.
everything's bigger in Texas, so that makes sense.
It's huge. And Texas isn't technically a state; it's a republic.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I just know it's not a state. Yeah, it's nowhere close to the fucking West Coast. It's on the East Coast. It's between New Mexico and Louisiana.
Between New Mexico, so it does have an eastern. Yes. So I'm pretty sure all of that, probably the ocean, the Gulf of Mexico too, legal cannabis.
Louisiana, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Mexico. That makes sense.
Legal cannabis.
I mean, what's it called? Arkansas is like prime time growing area.
Why? What's the climate like?
Fucking
Prairies.
what's it called? Yeah, it's cool. It's dry. In the summers, it gets warm and humid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's got a big old water source. It's kind of like a delta.
Cool. Okay. Fair enough. I know there's a lot of like illegal growers. I watched a documentary years ago in Texas, and the cops would get enough funding to like engage like a helicopter to go find the I just did this like you had a gun. Find the crops, like the illegal crops and shit.
Shoot the crap.
I don't know why I did that. It's a lot of cartel growers and shit, so that's kind of why I was thinking guns. But yeah, they'll fly over with. Man, this isn't just Texas. What am I thinking of?
It sounds like Mexico.
It's
man.
everywhere. Yeah. No, they all use fucking helicopters. I'm thinking of something else with Texas where I don't know. Fuck that shit, I guess.
Why you fuck me, I fuck you.
You're so fucking rude. Okay. One note I took for Joe Fam before we did this. Is the Jarlsberg still your favorite cheese?
The Jarlsberg is still my favorite Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese. Okay, there's the fucking thing I didn't remember.
No, it used to be my favorite cheese.
Okay.
Now it's just
Cool.
my favorite Swiss cheese.
Because I wasn't a cheese guy, but you were my fucking bunkmate, roommate, whatever you want to call it, and you got me on like the Jarlsberg. I remember trying that shit one day. It was so sharp, but still like kind of creamy and like it was like Swiss cheese, but like on steroids.
It's the Dr. Pepper of cheeses. There's so many
23
things
different
going on.
flavors.
It's got like a smokiness. It's got a dryness, but it's also got enough moisture that it can melt.
I just wanted to pull up an old relic and show that I've been thinking about you, buddy.
I'm so thrilled
You know what I
I'm
mean?
so thrilled to talk to Jarlsberg about someone.
Talk to Jarlsberg about someone.
Yes.
Love it. Love
Yes.
it. That's what I like to see.
Cheers, bud.
Has anybody ever said that you look like Alton Brown?
Yes.
I figured. Glasses, the fucking
I have heard
the whole
that
demeanor.
once or twice before.
Got that Russian stare to you.
The fresh new mustache too doesn't help.
I could pick you out of a crowd, no problem.
Yeah.
Sitting out front of Walmart, looking like you had lost your best friend in the world, looking at your phone. Like, where is this guy?
Where is this
He just
guy?
said he was rolling a joint.
I actually, one of my first jobs, I was a cart boy at that Walmart.
At the Ancaster, eh? So yeah, you're fucking local as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Swiss Chalet right down the road is where I worked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where I discovered the Church of Joe Rogan.
Church Joe Rogan.
And yeah, I started going on some big changes.
Taught how to spit chicken.
Yeah, and do deadlifts.
I want a rotisserie chicken.
Right, meow? It's fucking simple, man. All these grocery stores got it right with the rotisserie chicken because they probably get that shit in for like $60 for 20 kilograms, and they'll sell it $10 a chicken each.
I hope none of our guests are listening to this podcast, but we get we do a Cornish hen, on top of a bean cassoulet, and we get the Cornish hen in for $3, and we sell the dish, which is just some beans, some hand hock with a
Okay.
deboned Cornish hen on
Mhm.
top for
Yep.
about $29.
Well, here's the thing. People would not take on the adventure of the Cornish game ham on their own at home unless they were their own fucking personal, like, properly trained chef.
Everybody, it's just a baby chicken.
Right.
That's all it is.
But all I'm saying is you're fucking sourcing all this shit. You're skilled. You're trained. That brings the price up. So I know what you're saying, but you got to give yourself a little credit, man.
Well, I'm just really
the history of your place, the building, all that.
I'm
they're
just
paying for
really
that.
proud of our 80% food cost on that dish.
There you go.
Or sorry, our 20% food cost.
I was
on
gonna
that
say,
dish.
is it 180%? That would make more sense. No, that's legit, man. It sounds like fucking you found your calling. Hopefully.
Well, food is great and beer is
Food
great.
is
And
great,
honestly,
exactly.
I live to entertain, man. Like I've always enjoyed it. My family's always enjoyed it. I've always been cooking and drinking.
It's all social, right?
Why not make a
And
career
again,
out
talking
of it?
about work, it's all about the people you work with. So if you can combine all that shit with something you love, that's fucking sweet. Talking about entertaining, I still have a video or two here that we might as well squeeze
Oh, no.
out. Nothing crazy, no futuristic
Nothing that's
bullshit
gonna
at this
give me a
point.
tremendous amount of anxiety.
No, this one's
Like a
this
chainsaw
one-
going around a guy's head.
This one's fun, and then I think we'll close out with a different one in a little bit. Yeah, I just for some reason I like chicken videos.
I love chickens.
Oh, wait, hang
so
on. I fucked up already. Drunk Craig.
chicken kid.
Drunk Craig. I need a producer. When I get to The Rock, I might try and find somebody to do the computer bullshit.
I'm sure you can. Those newfies, they're smart, but they're weird.
Get over there and face him. No, get over there and face him. You can't run from him. He's gonna win.
Oh, I kicked the chicken.
That poor kid, man. His dad's laughing at him.
Yeah. Your dad's fucked.
Win it! Yeah.
I like my chicken videos.
I love chickens. Man.
Look at him. That
I mean,
chicken is like, I can take this fucking
there's
kid.
a reason I got a rooster on my arm, man.
True. Yeah, you got some sweet tats there, man. Like I said, the last time it was you got the fresh eagle or whatever you'd called it. The Russian. Are you showing off here? What do we got here? Hang on. Let me throw
guys.
throw the camera back on. There you go. Oh, the buffalo's dope.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I hadn't seen the ship either. You didn't have any of that.
No, this
No.
is all new shit.
You got a pinchy? That's sweet.
Yeah.
A pinchy over there. Oh shit, we're showing skin on can. No, it's not CanCast. It's Supper for Dinner. Here we go. Episode 29. You gotta come in more. In. Just throw it on the table. There you go. Oh, that's dope as fuck. I like the color. I really like the color, man.
Yeah, that's the only color I'm gonna have on me. Those three.
Just those.
Just black, green.
You don't have anything on this arm yet? No?
This
So
I
that's
have my knife on there.
Oh, right. That's a classic chef thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Lenny's got it.
I think everyone in my kitchen has a knife somewhere.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. It'd be cool to like put it on your ankle or something, right? Little ankle dagger.
And then I got a little stick and poke.
Oh shit!
Right there.
Oh wow! Why is the stick and poke? It seems like it's all. Is that a shark tooth?
No, it's just a little triangle.
Okay,
with a dot in the
cool.
middle.
I kind of just thought it was like 3-dimensional, like shark fin or something.
It's like a little Wiccan protection rune.
Okay. A girl gave you that.
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you gave her something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Skin for skin. Yeah, the stick and pokes. I had a friend who had one down here too, and it just seems like, is it like not as tender or sensitive
it
there?
hurts.
It hurts. So
It
it's
hurts.
just somewhere to cover up in case it fucks up.
Yeah.
Okay, true.
And like it's funky. Like when you get a tattoo, you know what getting a tattoo feels like. It's just kind of it hurts a little bit, and then it starts to numb. When you're getting a stick and poke, every single poke you can feel them breaking that first layer of dermis and then going through that second thicker one. So each time it's like and it's a bit of a bonding process
I had
that
a
you
little
do.
like, I wouldn't say an episode or freak out or anything, but like my whole body clammed up right before you like touched me for the first time. He's like, "Are you feeling okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Trying to not be a pussy, you know what I mean? He's like, "Honestly, bro, we see this all the time. Are you okay?" Like, we have juice boxes and shit in the fridge, and I'd be like, "Oh, I would love a juice box."
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So he gave me fucking juice box, and instantly, like, I could feel myself like come back from the dead. And then he's just like, "We can watch some Netflix and stuff if you want, and get started here. First timers, you know, you never know." And I'm like, "Yeah, I got fucking needle phobia like a motherfucker too." So I got mine like when my dad's mom had just passed. It's our family crest, so it's like, man, okay, I guess I'll get this now. And I haven't had the money really to get anything since
That's
then.
the thing. They're so
I
expensive.
have so many
man.
ideas. Like,
They're so expensive.
I'm the biggest Breaking Bad fan I know, so I've gone as far as like thinking like the half sleeve of like a Walter White and whatever. The
Have you seen the El Camino?
There's that comes out in another couple days. I
Okay, well then there you go. You're a bigger fan than me.
I think it's on the 10th or the 11th, but I'm currently going through the whole series.
Yes,
again.
I know more than a few people who currently are going through in anticipation.
I'm on a break until. Oh wait, today's my Friday.
A bad break.
Yeah, exactly. Today I'll be done the season or the series in 2 days time from now. But yeah, I've Majora's Mask. I want to get that as a tattoo. Like, that would be color. If anything, that might be the only color. What else? I like the forestscapes and shit you see where it's no detail, but it's just like the tree line and whatever. Armshaw Lake.
All right, I got a question for you then. I got my next spot that I got to fill is right. It's right here.
Cool.
But I need something that can deal with a little bit of movement, and it's got to be about this big. I'm what the guys suggested at my shop. They suggested either like a rose or a skull, something that will move easily and you can still read it even though it changes. But
I would maybe go a different way.
I don't want a rose or a skull right there.
I would say, like maybe like a tree where like the leaves could be blowing when you move your arm.
You're such a fucking hippie.
I'm such a douche. I don't know. I'm just thinking about what actually moves that you could make look like, or you could go like get a sound bar there, so you could scan it like all the kids are doing.
What would you think about some sort of rat one that kind of wraps?
A rat into a snake?
No, something that wraps.
Oh, I thought you said a rat.
A rat
wraps.
into a snake eating a rat would be fucking sick.
That's what
though.
I thought you meant at first.
But I have this one's really up my thigh, but I have a big octopus right here too.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, that's
same kind of deal, right?
These guys,
as like the Navy tats.
I
would call them.
I gotta get away from the animal tattoos though. I'm turning into a zoo.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of like a wolf tattoo too.
That'd be dope.
Because the whole lone wolf bullshit ideology that you get into for a while.
Without saying it, we were just talking about that.
Were we?
Yeah.
Oh, true. Oh, I mean, like, yeah, we were talking about. Yes, okay,
you're making connections right now.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. No, yeah, it's just a money thing for me. But as far as your elbow goes, I don't know.
Yeah. Something to think about. It's a couple paychecks away still.
You've already got a buffalo up there too, right? So yeah,
I got 3 animals on my arm right now.
You definitely need to
switch it up a bit. I really there's a pig that I really want, but I think that's gonna be my next one after.
You put that in your belly button. What about something else work related? Like maybe now that you're part of the brewery, maybe get like, I don't know, whatever first beer can image that you guys print, or a beer label, or whatever the place's logo is. Maybe, I don't know if you want to go corporate with your skin.
I don't. I want it to be timeless and classic. I want it to be like pretty much just like pure vintage Flash.
Oh, what about like the 3X bottle?
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. The fucking growler.
Yeah,
that's a fucking good idea.
Yeah, and just keep it maybe a little bit away from like where your bend would
be. You have obviously you have Instagram. I've been chatting to you on it. You should follow
Baird Craig.
You should follow Trophy Tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd follow a couple tattoo places. I got mine in Cambridge, so I follow them, Thrive Studio. But yeah, I'm always down.
But yeah,
I like
it's just,
art.
it's all this shit.
I just followed a chick in St. John's because
They
we gotta be the next chick.
they have a code there.
A code.
Yeah.
A code of like
Ethics, tattoo ethics.
on what's it called?
Trophy tattoo.
Trophy tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, where they'll be like, "This is horseshit. I'm not doing this."
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard
This is
about that.
horseshit. I'm
That's
not
what you
doing
want.
this.
You don't
This
want to
is-
be part of something.
This is gonna be faded in a year and a half. I'm not putting this on your body. This is gonna be my work, so I want
You're
it to
gonna
look
regret
good.
this.
Yeah.
If not in 5 years, in 15
Yeah.
years, I'm not doing this. Like,
I mean,
yeah, I've heard about shit
Like
that.
their artists are only allowed like their fucking 5 colors in the shop: red, blue, green.
Oh, true. Because they have all the. See, yeah, I feel like the classic is the way to go for multiple. What's your newest one?
My newest one is, I think it's this guy.
The Lobby.
Yeah, and
Pincher.
it's about
So
6,
why-
6
why-
months.
Why a Pinchy?
Oh, the island, bud.
Just for
PEI.
Charlottetown, PEI. That's dope.
Not Charlottetown. My family's from Surrey on the East Coast. Fuck
Okay.
Charlottetown.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Fuck those West Coast motherfuckers.
I was at the North Point Lighthouse, and like I nearly just like thought, "Fuck, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving."
I got honestly, man. I'm kind of happy my life has happened this way because now I'm on my own, and I think I'd love to go out east and be close to the sea.
Well, like I said, I'll be out.
Some red sand from PEI.
That's the not North Point. Yeah, Red Point Provincial Park. Took a dive in is it the North Sea at that point, or is it still Atlantic?
It's the Gulf St. Lawrence.
Gulf St. Lawrence Sea.
Yeah.
Geography. I don't know my geography.
That's okay. It's all the Atlantic.
The only place that I haven't been so far is like the southern bit of Nova Scotia
I haven't been.
and Yukon and all that shit.
I
but
haven't been to Manitoba or Saskatchewan. and that's
Manitoba
it.
was cool. Spent a night in Winnipeg, Walmart, and then did some Pokemon Go in the morning, just wandering around the city. And yeah, it was nice. It kind of felt like Hamilton. So kind of,
Really?
a little dingy, but like, yeah, I was in a nice park, had a river running through it, and
Cool.
good vibes, especially because I had just gotten out of the province for the first time by myself, so that might have had something to do with it.
Fucking high on life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Went up to the most northern point in Winnipeg, not Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's like a
Really?
lighthouse or something, just looking out over a just expanse of trees because there's nothing, right? There's no mountains. It's basically just Ontario.
Like
turning
on
into
the
Saskatchewan.
border with
It's
Northwest
close
Territory.
to the not that north. No. Like it's
That would be the
most
northernest.
elevation.
Oh, the
elevation.
highest.
So yeah. What did I say? Most north?
Yeah,
Oh, my bad.
because that would be pretty far fucking north, dog.
I went Winnipeg, and then you go north, so you pass Winnipeg Beach. You go up through a place called the Narrows, where it's kind of marshy and all this shit, and then it's just like dirt road. I needed to get like my engine serviced and everything after it, so it was like an hour of dirt road. That's the one thing Google
At
won't
least you
tell
had the Jeep, right?
It's the one thing, yeah, sure, but like my gas consumption went from like great to like half an hour I was down a half tank, and it's like, oh, I gotta call this in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't expect. That's the one thing Google doesn't tell you is like this road will be dirty as fuck and clog up your engine, you know what I mean? But you know, it's something to say. I did it. Car's fine. So yeah, I went up across there and then went Jasper, BC, and then came back on the lower across the border, and then I gotta say East Coast kills it though. For sure. It's nice to do the drive if you have the time west, but you don't feel the vibes until you start hitting New Brunswick and then cross that 10-minute bridge out to PEI.
It's just the people are just so different, man.
Yep. That's all it is. There's nothing else to say about it. It's like Jamaica time.
What's it called? I started playing the banjo.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Cool. I sold 2 of my guitars already, and I'm just gonna hang on to the acoustic because I feel like I want the option to like play when I'm over there. Maybe I'll meet some fucking jammers, and who the fuck knows, right? It's all about keeping the options open.
Yeah, all I got left is the tiny little folk and the banjo now, and I just been rocking
So
those.
nice.
Yeah,
The same guitar from Rocky.
the one all fucking
Yeah.
drawn up. Yeah,
Yeah, that's dope, man.
it's like way
More,
more of it's
yeah.
faded off now, but yeah, it's still the
Tatted
same
up.
One, yeah,
That's dope, man.
yeah, she's good. I just got some new strings on her. Actually, she's doing real nice.
That's crazy. So yeah, the Tree Man's rocking it up in Alberta.
Yeah.
You know, Will's a dad.
Will's a dad.
Yeah, I didn't mention that. Yeah,
Well,
Will's
how
been
about that?
for as long as I knew. I met up with him a couple times when I was in St. Catharines, and again, like a little bit of a culture shock for me with people I know having kids and shit. But yeah, I don't know. I think he was working some night shift job or something at that point, living with a girl. Not sure what he's doing now.
You talking about Smith?
Will Smith. Yeah. He's St. Catharines as far as I know. I think we mentioned Preston already.
Yeah.
Doing the fucking northern seas up there. And yeah, I don't think I mentioned he has like his gun license and everything now. So like he's doing sport shooting or just something else he does along with his fishing and all that fun stuff.
Presty.
Check that out. It's just sitting in the grinder right now.
What's that?
Little seed. I think it bounced away. If you want seeds, man, I got them. If you want plants, I got them.
That's what I want.
You want some plants?
Yeah.
I will hook you up
'Cause
right after this
I
fucking
will-
podcast.
I will not be able to grow anything, but
Why not?
Hmm?
Why not?
because I'm neglectful.
You can totally do it.
I'm neglectful.
Dude, if you have like the discipline as a chef, then you can fucking take care of some plants. Make a schedule.
I will take
First thing in the
I
morning.
will take some dried plants.
Oh, if you want that, I can hook you
That-
up that too. If you want live plants to give it a go.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't have the faith of that's a poor investment at this point in my life. Just like a baby.
Fair enough.
Just
Hey,
like a baby.
Hey, check yourself, right? That's good. Just like a baby. It is a baby, really. Call them my babies all the time.
Exactly. I mean, I want.
Mhm.
If I do it, I want the quality
You
to
wanna
be
do it
there.
right.
And right
Alright,
now,
I
I
can
invest
100%
the quality to be
appreciate
there.
that.
But I can invest in your quality.
By all means. I don't know what that means, but by all means. Yeah, because I got plants that I got to get rid of. So somebody's going to be coming into like a lot of fucking moms soon. I've got a closet where I took all my clones off for the last full summer's harvest still on the go. And then a bunch of clones just because I've been trying out new shit and sending off pictures to the future employer and, you know, showing them that I can actually pull this shit off. And
Try this.
I will try this.
Tell me if you like it.
Yeah.
That's the best-selling beer in Europe.
Really? That literally tastes like my JR.
Yeah.
What's the percent on it?
I think it's 5.8.
Okay, cool. 5.5. My brother lives in
5.6.
My brother lives in London now. London, England.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. neat.
So he was up with us at Rocky for I think a night or two before he went to China. And then like his new life started. He was doing ESL, so
Okay.
teaching English, second language. Met a girl.
A Chinese girl.
Yep. And what happened then? I'm gonna fucking butcher this. I think his contract finished, but he continued it on, then stayed longer, traveled around Europe with her for a fuck long time. So she's a full-time teacher now in London, England, and he came back here for a year, grad school at George Brown.
Okay.
Marketing or advertising or something. He's gonna be pissed off when I get it wrong, but whatever.
Whatever.
And yeah, he's living the English life now.
Good for him.
Yeah. I haven't seen him since probably Christmas last year. So I wonder if he's gonna have an accent when I see him this year.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. That's basically the update on my end of things. We
Well-
did Colton, Gavin, Ben, Steve, Preston, Will, Lenny. I think that's pretty much it.
I don't have many friends.
No,
so
that's
I don't
okay.
I don't have much to update you on.
That's okay. I bring people like wherever I go because I need to feel loved at all times. You know what I mean? I'm the first one to be aware of that shit. Okay, one more video here. It's October. Halloween's around the corner.
It is.
Let's get fucking weird.
Well, hello,
Hello,
and
possums.
happy incipient
possums.
I do.
Samhain, or All
I don't like their
Hallows Eve,
disgusting
or
rat tails, but I love
Halloween.
their cute
Now,
ratty faces.
If a possum comes to your house this year, remember, their favorite treat is fillet of a fenny snake. In a cauldron, boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog. Wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adders
brings me into a whole
if you
new,
prefer, you can simply give it a grape.
subject of like I'm pretty sure that was America. Just the fucking crazy insanity surrounded by mental illness in the prescription industry down there gives you gems like that. This crazy bitch has so many possum videos, dude, on YouTube. She has a whole channel based on her 2 possums there. She dressed those things up for Halloween. I don't think they're too happy in those goddamn outfits. You know what I mean?
This woman just loves her possum, man. Get off her back.
I fear for the future with people like that and video cameras. You know what I mean?
This is the age of the internet, man. This is what we
know.
asked for.
You're
this
right.
is what we want.
You're right. I don't think this is what they thought of.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
I don't know. I've been hanging on to that video
Thank
for
you,
a while.
thank you for showing me that. That was
that made you warm
yes,
and fuzzy. That was a
it
good
did.
caper for this.
I enjoyed that thoroughly.
Because I feel like if I show that to certain people, they're gonna get weirded out. Like I'm pretty weirded out by her. I've seen some of her other videos, and she's just possum crazy. I see disconnect there, Joe.
Well, you showed it to the right person because I'm a little possum crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I'm not down for running them over with my car or anything, but they got the weird tail, they got fangs, the beady eyes. Like it's like a raccoon had an abortion and it survived.
This is one of the most terribly hilarious things I've ever heard. But no, I had this coworker who I used to work with, and she was obsessed with possums, and she really wanted a possum as a pet. So I would always tell her, "Fucking Robbie, that's retarded. Rodents are not pets. They're disgusting. Look at their filthy rat tails and their filthy fang teeth." And she'd be like, "No, like look." She would show me all these Instagram profiles. And I'm like,
and shit.
"Look, like they're so cute and they're so affectionate and they're so fun." And honestly, she turned me, and I ended up following
so this
a
is
couple.
Your belief now.
I ended up following a couple of possums on Instagram, and now I would rather jump off a bridge than have one as a pet in my home. But I
appreciate
I
it.
do. I understand how people can be affectionate of these terribly ugly creatures.
See, for a minute there you had me, and I was going to compare it to how I feel about porcupines, but I don't understand how people have porcupines as pets.
Porcupines are dangerous.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's much like how I talk about people with dab rigs. I'm not about dab rigs. Because when you're high, I like to drink and smoke weed. If there's a fucking 300-degree little piece of glass right here, I don't know why, chances are I'm going to touch it. Whether it be the side of my arm reaching for something, or I'm going to forget and I go to take it apart, I'm going to hurt myself with that. It doesn't make sense that you put weed plus heat.
That is a very mature outlook. Yes.
I used to work at Tweed, and Buddy would bring it. He had like the whole this is one of these people who invests money in glass. You know what I mean? So this was like a $5,000. So he would say $5,000 dab rig or something, right? That he just brought to work. Again, he had like a whole bomb case for it and everything. You know what I mean, right?
What a cool dude.
Full shell. It's the weed industry, man. You're going to get the best and the worst, right? Especially somewhere like Niagara, where Tweed Farms needs a shitload of people to fill all their greenhouses. Niagara's really close to Welland.
I know.
Don't need to say shit about Welland, because all you need to say is Welland.
My sous chef is from Welland, and he loves Welland, and he through and through is a Wellander. Anyone who is not from Welland and knows about Welland will understand what we say when
You
he's a
ugly cunt!
Wellander.
Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ.
I love him to death, but he's a Wellander.
No, yeah, like that it. Like I work with, I think 2 people from Welland, like nice guys, but again, skeevy.
Apparently, really good pizza though.
In Welland.
That's what they say.
Hmm.
Wellander. That's what Wellanders say.
Yeah, well, it's because it's cheap. Probably it's probably $1 a slice or something, right?
$1 for 2.
I follow Welland memes on Facebook just to get my day started.
There's what?
Welland memes, and it's
this
just
is a
somebody
thing?
goes around and has like posts about the crazy shit, especially with the summer months and stuff going on. You saw some fucking crap. And half the people that would comment on it would be like, oh, they shouldn't shut down fucking 3 Albert Street where all the crackheads live. They need somewhere to go too. Yeah, fucking rehab.
Some people can put it on the back of their car, then some people can go to it, you know?
Oh, that was so fucking stupid. Like, either that chick had been to rehab. It had a little boat beside it, too.
Maybe her favorite band is named Rehab, Craig.
Never heard of that band, Joe. But I just thought the only way it would save her is if her boat's name was Rehab. Because then I would be on board. Ah, boat pun. You get it? Because Rehab, she had a little boat
Yes,
beside
Craig,
it. It's like, if your
get it.
boat's name is Rehab, then yeah, okay, I can get it. That's your rehab. You're still a bitch. You live in, like, southern central Ontario. You're not going to have a boat kicking around here. I mean, you might.
Hey,
but
Hamilton's got a yacht club.
They do. They also have a fucking mob. That's probably the yacht club.
Oh, you can sail anywhere in the world from Hamilton. Come on.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
Where's the hook into?
The St. Lawrence Seaway.
And then you could go up to fucking New Brunswick.
Yeah.
There you go. Or not. Go down to Mexico.
Yeah, I don't. You actually have to sail north, but it would be considered going down east.
Oh, true. Yeah, that's
Weird,
fucking
right?
Yeah.
Because you got to drive north to get out east, but
It's weird
everyone calls
'cause
it down east.
Even when I'm talking to people from Guelph or something, it's like, do you want to come down for the weekend? It's like,
Don't I have to drive up?
yeah, I gotta drive up, but yes, I will. I'm down to come down for the weekend. It's just like wherever you are, they're coming down to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man, this was a lot of fun. This worked out well. I don't think I have anything left to fucking spiel on about.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah, this was
Well,
great.
not fantastic, but
Till
I'm
ne-
glad you're out of
till-
topics.
Till next time?
Till next time.
All right, fantastic. I'll
Yeah,
be back
we'll
for-
have to do it again before you take off.
I'll be back in Christmas time, and if before that we can get together, it'll be fucking great.
I'm like I said, most Monday, Sundays, I'm available.
Monday, Sunday?
Monday, Sundays.
Monday would work because I'm off Tuesdays. All right, yeah, I think this was it. We got through all my shit. I think this has all worked pretty painless. Again, Joe Fam, thank you so much, man. It's been too long.
Thank you,
It's not
sir.
going to be another 4.5 years. I can say that.
I would
regardless
appreciate
of how
that.
far apart we get. Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe we'll both be East Coasters soon.
Fucking noofs, bro. There we go. All right, cheers again, bud. I forgot to ask Joe the most important question. Last meal of the day, what's it called?
Supper.
Supper. Okay, one for Team Supper. Thank you, everybody. Till next time. Peace.
Hey yo, the music made him jump back. Fuck that, how y'all gonna come track something fat without letting Ali touch that? Nothing whack, leave his lips. You're not serious. I got few equals and no superiors. So here he is, a seasoned veteran, an ego wrecking. I turn it up another notch to keep the people guessing. Y'all ain't fucking with the ox with your feeble session. Double teaming for the evening, so you heed the lesson. Sluggo. Looking at me like they know me. Only about as far as they drunk ass can throw me. Do it, somebody's bound to catch it. No breakage, never that. We keep it basic like breakfast, so taste it. The vitamins are subtle, so tighten up the sluggle. Even try to decipher the puzzle, but shut up though. Fuck that, sucker, jump back. I hold the game like Notre Dame. I know your dame. We call a I'll run that. From cat's lips to God's ears. We line y'all punk bastards and crosshairs. Apply